time I want to talk about the wonders of God right on this platform, I get really excited because I'm about to see and know a different side of God that I probably didn't know. This is TT with Milley, and I am Milley, your host. And let's go on this short break, and when we return, I shall be giving you a hot testimony gist. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Testimony Thursdays with Milley, and I have a very special guest right here. His name is Collins Ugonna. You don't want to miss this testimony. Okay, please can we meet you, sir?
Oh yeah, you can. I am Collins Ugonna. Collins, and I am a graduate musicologist and a broadcaster.
Okay, yeah. Wow. We have a very great personality here on TT with Milley. And he has a testimony, and I want us to just dive right into this testimony.
Okay, I would say personally, me, Collins, I am a testimony.
Okay.
And I just want to give the highlights of it. About back in 2018, I went for a program. You know, I do music. I went for a program, and after administration, I discovered I was feeling uneasy. And then I went to the pastors and I said, see, I'm feeling funny. I don't know what is happening. And then they prayed with me. And then I went to, waiting for rehearsals in the evening. So before then, my late sister had cancer. So I took her to some of my spiritual parents. So we went to pray for her, and the fluid disappeared. That's on that testimony I talk about, because she was supposed to have a chemotherapy session at the hospital at Chiba Clinics and Urology Center.
Wow.
So the fluid disappeared. So everybody was surprised. So we went home and we were thanking God. Just a week after that, I went for a program. So after ministering, when it was time to go, I discovered I was feeling uneasy. So I went to the pastor in charge and I told them, and then they prayed with me. And then I went to, so I was supposed to go for rehearsals in the evening because my church, Disfigured Church, we rehearse every Tuesday evening. So that was what I was waiting for. But unfortunately, I couldn't go because I wasn't just myself. So I just know I had to call the leadership and tell them, okay, I can't come for rehearsals. And then I went to see my sister, and then they took me to the hospital, at Socorro Specialty Hospital. And when we got there, they ran tests and they said nothing was actually wrong. And they actually checked my blood pressure and everything was normal. So they asked me to go home and let's observe. So I went to my sister's place close by. And that night I couldn't sleep. In the morning everything went worst. So my face was just deformed. I can't close my eye, I can't do anything. So, but then in the hospital they said it was it's probably just in quotes is a trace of facial nerve palsy. That's a kind of partial stroke in the face. So after that, I had to start tracing back and looking at that. Okay, then one of the things that they were telling me in the hospital that I should stop singing, I should stop anything music because of the sound and whatever. And look at me, a music student. So you know that is not problem. And they say at least I should, even if I get better, I should avoid it for singing. Even if I have to drop from school so that I can get fully healed, so you don't have to come back. And I was just looking at it. How will I do it? Because from where I was coming from, I'm the first to go to university.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
How many?
It's not my immediate family. I mean the extended family.
Jesus.
Do you understand? I know that's always saying about. They always, even when I was trying to go to school, they said go to Polytechnic because that's where you get admission and because of the finances. And I said no. After joining Winners and hearing what I'm hearing, I can't be limited. So I applied. I wanted to study music, and I browsed the best school that does music. The school that does music best in Nigeria is University of Nigeria, and I told myself that's where I'm going to. And I applied, and I got it. So by then I was going to my final year, and they were going to tell me to stop and wait for. I said no, it's not possible. So they started the treatment and no, but I was still going for covenant hour of prayer.
Oh my God.
So I remember one morning I was in church. I was not hearing because it's deformed now. I can't hear. I can't hear the key. I can't hear it. I was just I took praise. Brother Abraham.
Oh,
No, that man is like a big brother to me. So you know, he always he was still pushing me to go and so I went. I remember that day I was singing Pastor Chris Abraham. He was watching me because I was a pastor. He was watching me. So when I finished, he met me and he said, "Easy, easy, easy." That takes me back because I remember that day, Dickness Stella, where she saw me started crying and she took me to Pastor Chris Abraham and he jumped. You know he's big and
Yes.
so he jumped. So I opened my mouth to talk. So he just jumped up with anointing oil and he finished it on my head in his office there and said, "See, they cannot get you. Forget about whatever they are saying. They cannot get you." So that morning he came and said, "Take it easy, take it easy," and that was it. So they said I should then Stella too. She was praying with me and then she took me to another place for physiotherapy.
Who's Dickness Stella?
Dickness Stella, okay, she's the current music director of Living Faith Church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I'm saying I'm a testimony.
Yes.
So she took me to a place for physiotherapy. So when I was in that school was in session, and I was supposed to go to final year. So I was already away. So the other thing was just instead of they said 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but it was getting worse. As if everything they were doing was not really working out. So I just told myself one day, I said, I have to go back to school. Because I believe this is God and this is not normal. So I have to go back to school. Even while they tell me I should stay back, I should leave school for now. If someone that is alive that go to school. So at least the doctor told me that if it happens again, it's gonna be permanent. So I just said no. So when I went to school on a Sunday, our choir director then, because we're having November is the season of praise. So he told me that I'm going to we're having a praise program. So he told me that I'm going to take the victory praise. I told him, "Sir, I can't even hear what the keyboard is playing. I can't even if I open my mouth because I'll not be sounding the right notes because my mouth is like this." That's how I was talking. So it was supposed to be 2 weeks, but it was over 2 months then. It was getting longer. And I said, "Sir, you've seen I've been blocking my ear with hearing aid. With ear aid to block noise and everything, and it's asked me to stay away from speaker, to stay away from sound and everything. That victory praise has to do with energy, has to do with everything and shouting and all. You can't be doing winners when you have to." So, and while he was in that, he now told me, "Collins, don't you believe that God can heal you? You have been going to the hospital and you'll be looking as if it's getting worse." And then I looked at him and I sat down. After a while, I wrote him a note. I said, "Sir, let me take it." So he said, "Okay." He was very happy. He gave me the mic when it was time. So when it was time, I went up and I started singing. And they were asking me which key. Because basically, so I always work with key. I'm not the person that sings without a key. So they asked me which key, which this. I said, "Just follow me." So I started singing. First song, second song, third, and with all strength, believing that God can heal me, just as I was told, as I was asked. And to God be the glory. As I finished singing, I discovered that everything had disappeared. Like everything had disappeared. Like my face just returned to normal. Yes, I saw miracles.
Jesus,
And
you can't sing praises unto God and remain the same.
Yes, yes. And actually, when I went back to my seat, I was checking on myself. They were just looking at me, and I went out immediately for a testimony because honestly, that was a miracle. And yes, my God is real. I saw God, and that was when my faith became stronger. Seeing God heal me of facial nerve palsy, of paralysis, just there, even after spending all the times, spending money in the hospital. And to God be the glory, I finished up. There was no extension for me in school. Yes, I finished up my program, and till today, no trace of that. I'm very grateful. God is real and good. In case you are out there and you are really expecting a miracle from God, yes, me, Collins, is a testimony. I stand tall as the first university graduate in my family. From generations to generations, God saw me through.
Oh my God, miracle still happens. Imagine partial paralysis healed via praise. Something he has spent a whole lot of money. In fact, people are advising him not to sing, not to hear sound. How then do we praise God? God is still doing wonders, so please believe it. This is still Testimony Thursdays, and we love you. That is why we bring testimonies your way to rouse your faith. Don't forget, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and also share with your friends and loved ones. Jesus is still doing wonders. Spread the word. Jesus is still doing wonders. Love you. Till we see you again next video. Stay blessed.